Hi friends, I'm here with another book discussion. It's for Ruth Ware 0 Days. So if you remember from another video I recorded, my author signing video, this is the book that I got at my author signing video, my author signing back in June. So I am a little familiar with the book already, or I've already talked about it. There's my signature from Ruth Ware. I will tell you right now, I didn't read the hard copy. I told you in that video I wasn't going to read the hard copy. I listened to the Audible because why would I, when Imogen Church is a thing? I mean, Imogen Church is Ruth Ware's tried and true Audible reader, and honey, she's amazing. So I read it. I mean, I listened to it. I'm so sorry if that's gonna make you sad, but this is now my keepsake. This is my keepsake from my first author signing thing that I went to. Anyway, I'm going to tell you right now that this book, or this video, is more so a discussion than a review. If you want to, know what the book is about, honey, you can read the book Jack somewhere. You can Google it. If you're here, you probably already know what the book is about. Basically, there's this woman named Jacintha. We'll come back to that. There's this woman named Jacintha. They call her Jack. She's a pen tester. You can look that up. Her husband is murdered while she's out on a job, and she is on the run until she finds out who her husband's killer is. That is essentially the deal of the book. I've told you that. I'm warning you now that there's spoilers ahead because I want to just discuss the book. I've got my iced coffee here in my Phoenix, Arizona cup. I wanted to do this with wine, but I've got errands to run today, so we'll have to do the wine later. Anywho, okay. Let's discuss the book. I'm not going to go in any particular order. This is probably going to sound jumbled. This is for my girls who have already read the book and we want to talk about the book. First of all, what a name is Jacintha. But Jacintha Cross. I think it was Cross anyway. What a name. Minimally Jacintha. Jacintha. Like, I'm in love with that. Jacintha. You're kidding, Ruth. Jacintha. Loved everything about that. I do want to flip through the book to see how the heck she spelled that. Jacintha. Not now, Jocelyn. But anyway, loved that name. Really enjoyed her name. Let's discuss how. So comparing this to The It Girl, the ending to The It Girl. Do you remember the ending of The It Girl where she, like, spoiler alert if you haven't read The It Girl, remember when she had, like, pocket dialed her husband and then he showed up on his motorcycle to save her from her pocket dial? I feel like that was such BS, but I also feel like Ruth Ware redeemed that moment with how she used technology in this book. So at the end of that book, I don't know if you remember, at the end of The It Girl, she's in the car, she's pocket dialed on her broke phone, and her husband magically gets a call and shows up and saves her. In this book, she Twitter live streams confronting, I told you to watch for the spoilers. She Twitter live streams her confronting Cole, who is a hot flaming piece of shit, right? Love that. I felt like she completely redeemed that ridiculous moment in The It Girl, at the end of The It Girl. I hated the ending of The It Girl. We all know that. I made a whole video on it. I'll put it on the screen if I feel like editing it. But hated the ending to The It Girl. But this technology inclusion, you did that right. And it's funny because when I went to the author signing, Ruth Ware talked a lot about how she loves incorporating technology in her books. This one, check. It was really well done. Yeah, I loved that was redeemed. I really loved that was redeemed. I was also so furious when she punctured her side on the wall because I felt where it was going. I knew where it was going. I was like, damn it. This is like it's like, that meme where they're like, every major movie you discover someone's got the side injury. That was quintessentially this. Like, it was so funny. As soon as she had the thing, I was like, oh my gosh, really? Not now. I couldn't believe it. I was so pissed at her. I was so pissed that happened, because she could have been so much more badass had she not had that injury. But that was probably part of the point, right? It slowed her down. It slowed her way down. So let's segue back to Cole. We mentioned him a little bit earlier. Let's segue back to him. What a crappy friend. He put money over his friend, and that is wild to me. You put a little bit of dollars over your morality. Then he was like making out with her after a couple glasses of wine. Honey, I drink wine and I don't be making out with people after a couple glasses of wine. That's crazy. Tequila is another story. But y'all just had some glasses of wine. You making out with your dead friend's wife? Girl, bye. So I knew from that moment on he was super crappy. But I'm surprised that she didn't work in. So you know when they were like falling asleep and she was like, she saw his phone screen go up, blah, 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 blah. I'm surprised that they didn't call him out for messaging the police right then, because she mentioned seeing his phone screen. I thought that's where they was going, but that was never mentioned. Maybe it was implied. I don't know. But yeah, what a crappy guy Cole was for literally everything. And one of my immediate thoughts towards the end, the climax of the book, where she's confronting Cole. So when at the end of the book, when he's like going on the run, did anyone else have the immediate thought that he didn't put drawers on? Like, you just got arrested going commando, like they had to hand you some drawers at prison? Cause she said he put jeans on. They had to hand you some drawers at prison. You went commando. Crazy, but also kind of sad that he died in prison, because he needed to have seen his day in court. He needed to have seen his day at court. And I'm really sad that he didn't see his day at court. That's fucked up. Poor Jacinta. The baby thing was a great twist. I told you there were spoilers. Ruth Ware, for me, always has a part in her books where I am yelling at the book. So the most I've yelled at a Ruth Ware book is definitely One by One, hands down. Like, I have memories of missing sleep yelling at that book. This book, I was yelling when Jack was on the train. When she was on the train and she was sitting in the window, she'd already tossed out her backpack and she was scared to jump. That was when I was yelling. I was yelling so much, like, what's wrong with you? Of course the train is picking up speed. Get off the train. Jump. I just didn't understand why she was like, oh, it's moving now. Let me think. Here comes a tree. I need to do this. I need to do that. Jump. Just jump. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. Jump. Oh, I was so mad at her. I was literally yelling at the book at that point. Oh, touch my ear. You might as well see. Link in bio, or description, whatever we call it on YouTube. Could not believe she didn't just jump off that train. I was so mad at her. Gotta say, was sort of pissed when she became friends with the lady cop. I would have had so much anger towards this woman from being on the run for 4 days. There would have been no friendship to be had with this lady cop. None. She'd have been dead to me. I would have been so angry, so bitter that you hadn't figured it out in the first place and I had to do all the work and we're friends? Nah, dog. Nah. I also want to say that I don't know, I don't live in the UK. I live in the United States of America, for those of you who didn't know. And I live in a very crime-heavy city in the United States of America. Hey, down the hill. Okay, that's Baltimore. But when I tell you that these cops were like on her trail, and like the things and preparations that she did to not get caught were so good, I promise you, not a single person in the or no one on the police force in the United States of America would have been close to catching this woman. The fact that they were on her at every single turn, granted some of the things Cole dimed her out, but some of the things he did not. And I just need you to know, cops here aren't that efficient. That was a little unbelievable that they was on her like that, but you know, maybe that's like UK thing, maybe y'all cops are great. I also wanted to say that when I went to the book signing, Ruth said a big part of the book, writing the book for her, was to give Jack someone to rely on and to love and to be like in her corner. And that person was Hel, her sister. And I really enjoyed that storyline for me personally. And I promise you, Hel's a Virgo, because everything Hel would have been doing, I would have been doing. Like, you shouldn't have went down there in the first place without a lawyer. I could have told you that. So, I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and hearing Ruth say that that was her favorite part, that she gave Hel to just let it help her get through, made it even more of a betrayal for me, the reader, having heard that from Ruth. It made Cole's betrayal even more, knowing that she was like fake talking to Hel that whole time, you know? That was kind of messed up. Any hoodle. Those are all the things that I wanted to talk about, I believe. Excellent book. Honey, excellent book. Ruth Ware rarely misses. Like, even, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the It Girl, and I still finished the It Girl and can tell you I enjoyed the ride up until the end, so. Ruth Ware rarely misses. I think I've held the book up enough so I can get a good thumbnail, but just in case. Just in case. We'll pick one of those, okay? Ruth Ware, what an excellent read 0 Days was. You guys gotta go check it out. I obviously recommend the Audible. I used an Audible credit. Used my own money. So yeah, if you want to watch my review for the It Girl, I'll flash across the screen. If you want to check out my other videos, give those a watch. My next video, I can tell you, I'm going to compare Michelle Buteau's book Survival of the Thickest to the show Survival of the Thickest. The only thing that's slowing me down right now is the fact that the show is getting a little so, but we can talk about that in that video, okay? Like the video, subscribe to my channel, share with a friend, you know, watch my playlist on mute. I'm trying to get my numbers up, whatever you want to do. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.